This is hands down the easiest phone I've had to review, and just like I said in my impressions video from 2 weeks ago, it's basically the A02s with a slightly faster chip, a fingerprint sensor, and a little change in design. But of course, those were just first impressions. Our main focus would be on cameras, while the rest should be a breeze. In my previous video, I also said I wanted to see if there would be an improvement in the cameras, even though they seem to be the same as the A02s. And I was right. They are in fact the same cameras as last year. They don't look as good, they look kinda washed, colors aren't alive, and I do think cameras could have been better, especially considering the A12 costs just a little bit more. More on that later. But yeah, definitely most people buying a phone at this price aren't looking for the best camera in a smartphone, so let's not complain too much. That's the main sensor, by the way, a 13 megapixel sensor, and it's the best of the bunch, and I would argue it's the only working camera. Portrait mode is working, but of course struggles. Macro though is not bad, even though it's 2 megapixels. And the selfie cameras are nothing to write home about, and you can say the same about video quality. I mean 1080p at 30 frames per second and no stabilization. But again, that's not why you're buying this phone. One reason could be its performance. You see, it's an upgrade from its predecessor, and multitasking is great. Apps open relatively quickly too. You can open multiple apps and still return to them the same way you left them. I'm not much of a mobile gamer, but Asphalt 9 works on this phone, and every other game should, as long as you're on medium graphic settings. It runs the Helio P35 and has 3 or 4 GB of RAM, and it has proven to be plenty enough for your everyday tasks. It also has up to 64 GB of storage, but it can be expanded with a micro SD card. Another advantage of the A03s is its 3 years of software updates. It's currently running Android 11 and One UI 3.1, and I can't wait for that Android 12 update. It's a 720p display and it's LCD. It's also 6.5 inches just like last year, and all I can say is it's an okay screen. Not the brightest, but is visible outside to a degree and has a teardrop notch, which is kinda old, but I guess it works. Colors are okay too, and the screen's pretty responsive. Design-wise, there's nothing much to say. Plastic back, not removable, but you should still get a case to protect it, considering Samsung doesn't include a case in the box, as well as a glass screen protector. Same camera layout as the A02s, same design really, but a different pattern finish, and we have all the ports at the bottom, the headphone jack, the Type-C port, and speakers, which are actually loud. And there are some noteworthy additions, but I'll be telling you about 3 features I think are just great. Battery is also really good, just like last year, 5000 mAh, and it would last you the entire day. I was averaging about 8 hours of screen on time, which is really good, but it has 15 watts fast charging, so it's one of those phones you use all day and charge when you go to bed. At the beginning, I mentioned that this phone has a fingerprint sensor, and I think it's the main reason to buy this phone over the Galaxy A02s. They finally fixed what was wrong with it. Cost about 70,000 naira in Nigeria and might just be getting more expensive thanks to the exchange rates. So maybe this is your next phone, you might want to hurry up. But yeah, that's the Galaxy A03s. Not the best cameras at all, but decent performance, great battery life, decent display, fingerprint sensor. If you like this phone but want to see more options, well, we compare this to the Samsung Galaxy A12. Click here and I'll see you when you see me.